So he comes from a dirt poor Jewish family.
Could you describe in detail how he just came from that family to rise up?
So he came from a dirt poor family in what was then Czechoslovakia. I think he was born in 1923, if memory serves. He's very, very poor, Orthodox Jewish, and he's a big guy, though. His dad's a big guy, and he's a big guy. You can feel the anti-Semitism getting worse and worse in the 30s. He gets out quite early on, and he makes it eventually to France, and he's a Czech, and he's with the kind of Free Czech Army, and eventually he gets to Britain. And he joins the British Army. He's good. He's got a gift for languages, and he can. So at this point, he's speaking Czech, Hungarian, German, all the languages he would use back home. And then he learns English very, very quickly and rises through the ranks. He keeps on changing his name, and at one point, he storms a German machine gun nest in early 45 and gets the military cross given to him by John Montgomery. He is a brave man. Then what happens is that towards the very end of April 45, Hitler's got a month to live, and the Germans are surrendering. So there's one town. The mayor comes out with the white flag. He said the troops in the town are going to surrender. And there's somebody in an SS tank who doesn't agree with surrendering, and he fires a shell at the British lines. And the poor mayor can't control the guy from the SS, isn't expecting this. And Maxwell takes out his gun and shoots him. And actually that's it's in his own authorized biography, and he was being investigated for that war crime when he died. Now, so there you are. There you've got Robert Maxwell in a nutshell. He is incredibly brave. He's courageous. He's also a cold-blooded killer, both at the same time. When he finally he ends up the war as a captain with an MC and admired for what he's done. Not that bit, but generally he's perceived to have had a good war. He gets himself to Budapest, and he finds out that his mum and dad and his 3 younger sisters and brothers are all dead, as is their community, as is nearly all of European Jewry. So you've got to feel sorry for him for his background, for piring out. He then does this clever deal where he buys up German scientific publications, which have pretty much been kind of locked away from the Nazis. So there's treasure there, and he sees the treasure, and he builds and builds and builds, and he makes a ton of money. He then overdoes it and crashes, and there's a big investigation into him being a crook, essentially, because what he's doing is he's boosting his sales and lying about it. And eventually he's found out, and there's a Board of Trade Inspectors report in 73, I think it is, in which it says we do not think he's the kind of person who should run a publicly quoted company, a company on the stock exchange. That should be the end of him. It isn't. He's done something clever, and he survives, and he comes back. And from then on, his nickname is the Bouncing Czech. He's also known as Captain Bob. Now, the thing is, he is genuinely kind of. I mean, I know good people who good Fleet Street reporters who liked him. And if you listen to the Hunting Shalem podcast, you get it. That actually there's something kind of amazing about this man. There's one merchant banker, a Rothschild, who said, "I've shot Robert Maxwell through the head between the eyes 17 times this morning, and he keeps on getting up and coming at me." He was vast, 6'3", 6'4". At his death, something like 23 stone. He had a head of thick hair, which had obviously gone grey, and he used to dye it raven black. So he looked, at the end of his life, like a bloated version of Jabba the Hutt. Tremendous posh English, far posher than you will ever speak, Sean. And Because Altrincham is posh of a witness, folks.
The rain in Spain.
But he's got this animal charisma, which is he's a bit like Trump. Let's not go there. But he's got this charisma. He's got a following, and then he's got people who hate him. One of those people is Rupert Murdoch, and to be honest, of the two, I would be on Maxwell's kind of side. Why not? And then there's the City of London establishment. They're anti-Semitic, they're anti-Jewish, back in the 50s and 60s in an unpleasant way, and he bests them. Good on him, you'd think. But there's a problem, because he is a terrible boss. And the people who work for him, he takes over the Mirror in '84, and the people who work with him tell terrible stories. And then there is dishonesty, and then there is